Hello everyone and welcome for another yoga class. Today we will be doing a flow class. I'm gonna add a little component for working a little bit our core today. So as usual, I recommend or encourage you to use a block to bring more support, or especially when we are going into chair pose, to keep your knees aligned. If you don't have any blocks, that's okay. I will give you some alternatives. Otherwise, if it's for support, you can use stack books, a chip from block if you need it for your knees. There's not too many posture we're going to be on our knees, but just in case. And the water. For the knees, if you don't have a chip foam block, you can use a blanket, or you can double your mat. Alright, so I'm gonna add a little bit of music, and we will be starting in a laying position onto our back in Shavasana. So start in a laying position onto your back in Shavasana comfortably. Feet are about mat distance apart or wider, and just letting your feet naturally fall into their sides. Your palms and arms are facing up onto your sides or slightly away. And if this position doesn't feel comfortable for your lower back or any other reasons, try to bend your knees and plant the sole of your feet mat distance apart, letting your knees fall into center, tenting. Or perhaps you would like to lay in a fetal position onto your right or left side. This is completely up to you. Remember that this is your practice. It's important that you listen to the cues of your body and that you take the most comfortable position. Once you have found that perfect position, and if you are laying onto your back, slightly lifting your chest up and tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. And if you feel comfortable to do so, I invite you to softly close your eyes or to soften your gaze. And just taking a moment here to relax your body, to let that body fall heavy onto your mat, trusting your mat to completely support it. And then starting with the top of your head, relaxing your face, your jaw, your neck and throat. And then relaxing your shoulders, letting them fall heavy in the mat here, as well as your arms and hands. And then relaxing the muscles of your upper back, mid-back, and relaxing the muscles of your lower back, as well as the core and abdomen. And then relaxing your glutes, your thighs and legs, and then relaxing your feet. And taking a moment here to let everything go. Any to-do list, any thoughts that you may have, anything that doesn't serve you for this class. Perhaps letting all those thoughts float around you. Maybe contemplate them, but allow them to drift away, not holding on to them. You came today to practice onto your mat. This is the time of the day that is best for you. So perhaps taking the time here to focus on yourself, on your well-being, and trying to be present for the next 60 minutes. And taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. One more deep inhale through the nose and exhaling. And perhaps today you would like to set an intention for your practice. It could be a simple word or a positive statement. Or perhaps you would like to dedicate your practice to a loved one. Once you have chosen, please repeat it 3 times in your mind. And taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Good, one more deep inhale and exhaling. Good, bring your awareness back into the space of the room where you are and back into your body by slowly wiggling your fingers and your toes, perhaps circling your wrists and ankles. Maybe you'd like to bend your elbows and your knees. And if it's okay on your neck, perhaps you would like to turn your head slowly from side to side. Good. Extending both of your legs onto your mat. The sole of your feet are reaching for the front of your mat. Sweeping your hands overhead, interlacing your fingers, and give yourself a big body stretch here. Perhaps stretching onto your right or left side. Maybe yawning feels good as well. And then on our next exhale, drawing both of your knees onto your chest. Hugging both knees nice and tight and rolling from side to side or making circles. Just massaging your lower back or lumbar spine here. And then keeping that right knee onto your chest and extending that left leg long onto your mat. Both of your feet are flexed, toes are pointing towards the sky. On your inhale, really pushing through that left heel so it reaches the front of your mat. On every exhale, drawing that right knee just a bit closer towards the chest. Now, if this feels a little uncomfortable, maybe bending your left knee and planting the sole of your left foot onto your mat. And you can choose to stay here, or you can choose to add a little movement. On every inhale, drawing the right knee towards the right side, opening your hip. On every exhale, bringing it back to center. Massaging your inner hip crease here. And bending your left knee, planting the sole of your left foot onto your mat, extending that right leg long towards the sky. Hands can come behind your hamstrings, calf or peace fingers to your toes.
making sure you're avoiding any pain behind that knee. If you're feeling pain or pulling sensation, drawing the thigh closer to your chest instead. Otherwise, on every inhale, really pushing through that heel so it reaches the sky. On every exhale, drawing those toes just a bit closer towards your face. Keeping the shoulders into your mat here. Good, and drawing both knees back onto your chest, hugging both knees nice and tight, rolling from side to side or making circles, massaging your lumbar spine or lower back here. And then keeping the right knee onto your chest, left knee onto your chest, and extending that right leg long onto your mat. Again, both of your feet are flexed, toes are pointing towards the sky. On every inhale, really pushing through that right heel so it reaches the front of your mat. On every exhale, drawing that left knee closer towards your chest. Now again, if this feels uncomfortable, bending the right knee and planting the right sole of your foot onto your mat. Feeling perhaps here an opening onto your right hip and right quad, maybe a compression onto your left hip. And again, you can choose to stay here, or you can choose to move with your breath. On every inhale, drawing the left knee towards the left side, opening your hip. On every exhale, bringing it back to center. Massaging your inner hip crease on the second side here. Good. And bending your right knee, planting the sole of your right foot onto your mat, and extending that left leg long towards the sky. Foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards your face. Again, hands can come behind your hamstrings, calf or peace finger to your big toes, making sure you're keeping the shoulders into your mat. Avoiding any pain behind that knee. If you're feeling pain or pulling sensation, drawing the thigh closer towards the chest instead. Otherwise, on every inhale, really pushing through that heel so it reaches the sky, and on every exhale, drawing those toes closer towards your face. And if you need a bit more sensation, perhaps extending the right leg long onto your mat here. Again, drawing both knees back into your chest, hugging both knees nice and tight and rolling from side to side or making circles here. Good, coming back to center and placing your palms to either side face down. Extending both of your legs towards the sky. Foot are flexed or foot are pointing towards the sky. Totally up to you. Really engaging that core, we are going to do 5 reverse crunches. So we'll be lifting up our hips up and then coming back down on the exhale. So inhaling, lifting up, exhale down. Good. Good. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good, one last time. Awesome. Drawing both knees onto your chest, hugging both knees nice and tight, rolling from side to side. 2 options for you here. You can either roll to your right or left side and pushing yourself into a seated position, or you can bring belly button towards your spine, forehead towards your knees, and rolling up and down your spine to come to a seated position. Once you're here, either swing your legs up to the sides or roll over top of your shins to come to a tabletop position. You want your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Moving through compound of cats and cows. On your inhale, dropping your belly towards the mat. Gaze and tailbone go up. Exhaling, belly back in, rounding through your shoulders and your spine. Gaze and tailbone down. Inhaling, dropping your belly towards the mat. Gaze and tailbone up. Exhaling, belly back in, rounding through your shoulders and your spine. Gaze and tailbone down. Good. 4 more rounds of full breath on your own pace here. Good, and after your 4 full breath, coming back to a neutral spine or flat back here, bringing your knees mat distance apart, big toes to touch, sitting back onto your heels and rocking your hands towards the front of your mat, letting your forehead rest heavily onto the mat here. I will be lifting up my head so you guys can hear me. But if your forehead doesn't quite make it onto your mat, perhaps stacking hands underneath it or a fist. Or maybe placing a block or anything that brings more support. Now this is your safety posture, so if at any time during your practice you need to come back to your breath, you need to take a break, you're more than welcome to come back to this posture. Also, if at any time during your practice you need to take a sip of water, I strongly encourage you to do so. So taking a deep inhale through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. One more deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling. Good. Fingertips are reaching for the front of your mat. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward into tabletop. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spreading your fingers nice and wide here. Tucking your toes, really engage in that core and hovering your knees 1 inch off the mat for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Then you can walk the dog a little bit by bringing one heel after the other onto your mat. Maybe coming high onto the balls of your feet, bending your knees, bringing your torso closer to your thighs, and then attempting to straighten your legs here. Now, if your heels don't touch your mat, that's totally okay. Don't worry about it. But bend your knees then. Then feel that you're pushing yourself away from your mat. Feeling your core engaged. And tailbone is reaching for the sky. Good. I'm starting to move through a modified flow here. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward into plank, wrists underneath your shoulders, and lowering your knees onto your mat, untucking your toes. Into your modified plank, core is engaged. Exhaling, lowering down to chattering gap, and then chest and belly reaches the mat at the same time. On your next inhale, pressing through the shoelace part of your feet. Engaging your glutes and muscles of your lower back, lifting your chest up, bringing your shoulder blades back together, neck is long, gaze is down. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhaling, pressing through your hands to come back to a tabletop position, tucking your toes, lifting your seat up into downward facing dog. Good. Now you have the choice to stay with a modified flow or to start moving through a full flow. On your next inhale, shifting your weight forward into plank. Wrists underneath your shoulders, toenails underneath your heels. Shifting your weight forward, exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga, elbows to a 90 degree. Untucking between your toes. Inhale and press it through your hands to lift your chest up. Upward facing dog. Exhale and pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. And on your next inhale, gaze goes to the top of your mat. Exhale and step or walk in between your hands into a forward fold. Inhaling halfway lift. Hands come to your thighs. Core is engaged. Shoulder blades are back together. Exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, coming all the way up, fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, hands come down through heart center. Hands onto your side. Good. Moving through a modified sun salutation B here. If you do have a block, I encourage you to use it and to place it in between your inner thighs and knees to keep your knees aligned. If you don't have a block, that's totally okay. You can either bring your feet hip distance apart or your feet together. Just making sure that when you're going into chair pose that those knees are aligned at all times. There's not one surpassing the other. So bringing your hands at heart center. And on your next inhale, sitting low into a chair. You're really bringing your weight back into your heels by lifting your toes up. Really engaging that core, back is as straight as possible and slightly tilting your pelvis forward. Hands can stay at heart center, pushing one against the other, bringing your shoulder blades back together, or hands can come towards the sky if no shoulder injury. Staying here for 3 breaths. On every inhale, lengthening your spine. Every exhale, sitting just a bit lower. Firing those squats here. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. And taking an inhale and exhaling, forward folding. Removing the block if you do have one. And on your inhale, halfway lift. Engaging that core. Exhaling, forward folding. Bending your knees, planting your hands into your mat, and stepping back into plank. Full or modify your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lifting your right leg high behind you. Exhaling, stepping that foot in between your hands. From knee comes over top of your ankle, wiggling all those back toes all the way back until they're stacked underneath your heel. And on your next inhale, lifting your chest up. Good. Hands on heart center or towards the sky. Staying here for 3 breaths. If your hands are towards the sky, thumbs are pulling towards the back of your mat. The back leg is strong here, squaring your hips towards the front of your mat. Good. Hands come down through heart center and hands on your hips. Now you can choose to stay here or you can choose to add a little movement. On your inhale, lowering that back knee to a hover. Inhale, exhaling back up. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhaling, your hands up, reaching for the sky. Exhaling, hands to either side of your front foot and stepping back into plank. Full or modified your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, lifting your left leg high behind you. And exhaling, stepping that foot in between your hands. Helping it as much as needed here with your left hand. Front knee over top of your ankle. Back toes wiggling. All those back toes until they're stacked underneath your heel. And on your next inhale, lifting your chest up. Again, hands at heart center or towards the sky. Thumbs are pulling towards the back of the room. Back leg is strong and squaring those hips towards the front of your mat here. 3 breaths. Good. Hands come down through heart center and hands on your hips. And you can again choose to stay here or move. So on your inhale, lowering that back knee to a hover. Exhale, coming back up. Do 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, hands to either side of your front foot and stepping back into plank. Follow or modify your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhale, lowering down to chattering down. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. Bring your knees onto your mat and taking a sip of water here and rolling it back in downward facing dog. If you're skipping this sip of water, you can stay in downward facing dog or moving to a second flow and rolling it back in downward facing dog. Good. And coming back into downward facing dog. If you need a bit more time, feel free to pause the video and come back to it when you're ready. So on your next inhale, lifting your right leg high behind you. And exhaling, moving to a dancing dog here. Right knee to your right elbow. Option to stay here, to tap down, coming back up, inhaling, extend. Again, just a friendly reminder that you can do this posture from tabletop from here. On your next exhale, right knee to your nose, option to stay here, tap, coming back up, inhaling, extend. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow, tap, coming back up, inhaling, extend. Exhaling, right knee to your nose, tap, coming back up, inhaling, extend, and last one. Exhaling, right knee to your right elbow, tap, coming back up, inhaling, extend. Exhaling, stepping that foot in between your hands. Helping it again as much as needed with your right hand. Back foot turns parallel to the short edge of your mat. Inhaling, engaging that core, lift that chest up for warrior 2. Good. Now here you want to make sure that your front foot intersect more or less the arch of your back foot. For me, it is over top of your ankle and moving more towards the pinky side of your foot. Shoulders over top of your hips, core is engaged, arms are engaged to either side of you. Now if it's okay on your neck, gaze can go straight forward or over top of your right hand. 3 breaths here. Making sure you can always see that big toe. If you can't anymore, curl that foot further. Good. And bringing your right forearm onto your right thigh, left hand onto your left hip, opening your chest and stacking your shoulders. Making sure you can always hover that front forearm. Once your shoulders are stacked, extending those left fingertips towards the sky, overhead, or playing the guitar if it doesn't feel good for your shoulder. But keeping that left shoulder towards the back here. Now if you would like to work onto your core, extending those right fingertips towards the front of your mat. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, using your core to come back to warrior 2 and sinking into your posture just a bit more. For 2 breaths. Good. And interlacing your fingers behind your lower back and bringing your shoulders back and down if no shoulders injuries. Otherwise, hands onto your hips. Opening your chest towards the left top corner of your mat. On your inhale, lengthening that spine. Exhaling, engaging your core and forward folding. Lifting your hands from your lower back here. Bowing the crown of your head towards your mat. But using your core to hold you more than your thighs. Good. 3 breaths here. Good, and then using your core to come back up. And coming back to warrior 2. Hands come onto your hips and extending that front leg, turning that front foot so it's parallel to the shoulders of your mat. You might want to rearrange your stance here. And on your inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, forward folding. Give it a soft bend to your knees here if you're hyperextending them while you are forward folding. When you can't anymore, hands come onto your mat. On your inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, forward folding just a bit deeper. And maybe moving here in whatever way feels good, past bending your knees and lowering your hips. Or maybe turning your hands so your fingers are pointing towards the back and walking your hands towards the back. Or perhaps interlacing your fingers behind your lower back, bringing your shoulders back and down and lifting those hands away from your lower back. Bringing your shoulder blades back together. 2 more breaths. Good. If your hands are interlaced behind your lower back, bring them back onto your mat. On your inhale, lengthening your spine, you're coming onto your fingertips into a halfway lift. Exhaling, walking your hands towards your right foot. Inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, bringing your chest closer to your thighs. And keep on breathing here. Good. And on your next inhale, coming back into your fingertips into a halfway lift. Exhaling, walking your hands towards your left foot. Taking an inhale and lengthening your spine. And exhaling, forward folding. Bring your chest closer to your thigh. But feeling a nice stretch onto your hamstring here. On the left side. And then on your next inhale, coming again onto your fingertips into a halfway lift. Exhaling, walking your hands towards your right foot. And bending that right knee. And slowly bringing your hips over top of your right heel. Lengthening and lifting that torso up. The left foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards the sky. Maybe you stay here with hands onto your mat or fingers onto your mat, really engaging that core here. Maybe you try to lift those fingers off the mat, and maybe you bring them into prayer. For 3 breaths. Good, and after your 3rd breath, hands come back onto your mat if they're up, and moving back into a forward fold. And on your next inhale, lifting onto your fingertips, exhaling, walking your hands towards your right foot, turning both feet so they're pointing towards the front of your mat, and stepping back into plank. Flow or modify your choice, shifting your weight forward, exhaling, lowering down to chattering down. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog, and exhaling, pushing back into downward facing dog. Good. And we are going to go to dancing dog on the second side. So again, a reminder that you can do that from tabletop, lifting the leg up, tap and back up, or from downward facing dog. Your choice. So on your next inhale, lifting your left leg high behind you. Exhaling, left knee to left elbow. Option to stay there. Tap, come back up. Inhaling, extend. Good. Exhaling, left knee to your nose. Option to stay here. Tap, coming back up. Inhaling, extend. Exhale. exhaling, left knee to your right elbow. Option to stay here. Tap, coming back up. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, left knee to your nose. Tap, up. Inhaling, extend. Last one, exhaling, left knee to your left elbow. Tap, up. Inhaling, extend. And exhaling, stepping that foot in between your hands. Again, from the over top of your ankle, back foot to parallel to the shoulders of your mat. Inhaling and giving that core, lifting your chest up for warrior two. Good. Now again, front foot intersect more or less the arch of your back foot. From the over top of your ankle, moving more towards the pinky side of your foot. Shoulders over top of your hips. Core engaged. Fingertips are extending away from you. Arms are engaged. Gaze straight forward or over top of your front hand. And making sure you can always see that big toe. If you can't, crawl that foot a little further. On your inhale, lengthening that spine. Exhaling, sinking your hips just a bit lower. Making sure your front knee is over top of your knee, front knee over top of your ankle. 2 more breaths. Everything is engaged. Thighs are turning upwards. And then bringing your right forearm onto your right thigh, left hand onto your left hip, opening your chest and stacking your shoulders, making sure you can always hover that front forearm once your shoulders are stacked, extending those fingertips towards the sky, overhead for perhaps a better stretch, or playing the guitar, but keeping that right shoulder towards the back here. Now if you did so on the other side, and if you want to work on your core on this side, extending your left fingertips towards the front of your mat. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, using the core to come back to warrior two, and sinking just a bit deeper. Good. If no shoulders injuries, interlacing your fingers behind your lower back and bringing your shoulders back and down. Otherwise, hands onto your hips. On your inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, opening your chest to the right top corner of your mat. Again, inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, forward folding and bowing the crown of your head towards the mat. Lifting your hands from your lower back here. Using your core to hold you more so than the thighs. Staying here for 3 breaths. And after your 3rd breath, using your core to come back up in warrior two. Good. Taking an inhale and exhaling, lowering your hips into that posture. Bringing your hands onto your hips, extending that front leg and turning that front foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Again, rearranging your stance here. On your inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, hinging at your hips and forward folding. Again, give it a soft bend into your knees if you are hyperextending them. Once you can forward fold anymore, hands onto your mat. Good. And again, perhaps bending your knees here, moving whatever way feels good. Perhaps lowering your hips. Good. And then coming back to a straighten or soft bend into your knees. Placing the right wrist or hand underneath your gaze. And on your inhale, sweeping that left arm towards the sky. Good. Perhaps feeling a nice stretch onto your inner thigh on your right side. And exhaling, left hand comes back onto your mat, underneath your gaze, and right hand sweeps towards the sky. Crown of your head is reaching forward here. Good. Hands come back onto your mat. And this time on your inhale, inhale, coming to a halfway lift onto your fingertips. Exhaling, walking your hands towards your left foot. Inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, bringing your chest closer to your thighs. Good. On your inhale, coming back onto your fingertips. Exhaling, walking your hands towards your right foot. Inhaling, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, bringing your chest closer to your thigh. Good. On your inhale, coming back onto your fingertips. Exhaling, walking again your hands towards your left foot and bending that left knee, lifting that right foot and toes towards the sky. Now opening that chest and lifting it up, engaging that core. Perhaps hands stays onto the mat or fingertips onto the mat, maybe lifting one or the other hand, and maybe bringing your hands into prayer. Really engaging that right leg here for 3 breaths. Good. Hands come back onto your mat, lifting up and coming back into that forward fold. Inhaling, coming back into a halfway lift onto your fingertips. Exhaling, walking your hands towards your left foot. Turning those feet so they're pointing towards the front of your mat and stepping back into plank. Fold or modify your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, gaze goes to the top of your mat. Exhaling, step or walk in between your hands into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward folding. Inhaling, coming all the way up, fingertips to the sky. And exhaling, hands come down through your heart center. Hands onto your sides. And taking a sip of water here. So we'll be going into some balancing posture. If you need a bit more time, again, feel free to pause the video and to come back to it later. If you're ready, you can come with me. So we will be really grounding that right sole of foot and right leg. And I found for balancing, using your core and engaging really that core might help to stabilize your posture. So try to really engage in that core. Hands onto your hips and keep extending the left sole of your foot onto your right ankle. Keeping that knee towards the back of the room, but squaring those hips towards the front of the room. You can choose to stay here, to come onto your calf, or all the way to your thigh. Just making sure that you're avoiding the knee joint here. Now you can stay here. Hands can come out heart center or towards the sky. Good. Fingertips or hands come on the top of your head and hands come down through your heart center. Hands onto your hips and pull that knee in front of you, flexing at the foot. Now, from here, we'll be going into warrior 3, but giving a little movement. So, hands can come onto your hips or at heart center, wherever it feels good. And then really engaging that core, hinging at the hips And as you tilt forward, extending that left leg long towards the back of your mat, flexing at the foot, passion through the heel, and slowly coming back up. Good, let's do this 3 more times. Really engaging that core. Whoops, not easy. 2 more times. Really trying to focus. And this time we'll be staying into warrior 3 here. Crown of your head is reaching for the front of your mat, heel is reaching for the back of your mat. And when you're done playing with it, coming back to center into Tadasana. So there's always one side easier than the other one. So we'll see. I think this one is my weaker side. Alright, so let's go through the second side. Hands onto your hips. Really grounding through the left sole of your foot, left leg, and kickstanding the right sole of your foot onto your left ankle, keeping that knee towards the back of the room, just squaring your hips towards the front of the room. You can choose to stay here. You can come onto your calf, or all the way to your thigh. Hands can come at heart center, or towards the sky. Good. Hands come at the top of your head, and hands come down through heart center. And pulling that knee in front of you, flexing at the foot. And then starting to move here. As you tilt forward, extending that right leg long behind you. And nice and controlled, coming back up, pulling that knee in front of you. Good. 3 more times. Last one, and staying into warrior 3. Crown of your head is reaching for the front of your mat. Heel is reaching for the back of your mat. Core is engaged. Hands can be wherever it feels good. Prayer towards the front, the back, wherever it feels good for you. And when you're ready, coming back into Tadasana. Feet about hip distance apart. Hips over top of your knees, knees over top of your ankles, shoulders over top of your hips. Good. And on your inhale, fingertips are reaching for the sky. Exhaling, hinging at your hips and forward folding. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Bending your knees, planting your hands into your mat and stepping back into plank, full or modified, your choice. Shifting your weight forward. Exhaling, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhaling to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling, pushing back to downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhale, gaze goes to the top of your mat. Exhaling, step or walk to a seated position. And take a sip of water here. Bending your knees in front of you. Engage in that core back in as straight as possible. Hands can be tenting onto your side and onto the mat, behind your hamstrings, or engaged in front of you. And really engaging that core and tilting back to go into boat pose. Lifting your heels off your mat, shins are parallel to the mat. And staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming back into a little ball, squeezing your knees into your chest. Good. Again, coming back into our bending knees, core engaged, arms wherever feels good, and tilting back. Lifting your heels off your mat, shins parallel to your mat, core is engaged for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and squeezing your knees into your chest here. Good. And one last time, tilting back, engaging that core. Good. You can choose to stay here or you can choose to add a little movement by extending your body towards the mat and coming back up. Good. Inhaling, exhaling up. Inhale, exhaling up. Good. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale, engaging that core. Exhale, one last time. Inhale, and exhale, and squeezing those knees into your chest. Good. And then extending both of your legs onto your mat. Toes are pointing towards the sky. Sitting up tall. On your next inhale, fingertips are reaching for the sky. Lengthening the spine. Exhaling. Hanging at your hips and forward folding. Hands gonna come onto your shins. Ankle, feet onto the mat. Trying to keep a straight back here. On your inhale, lengthening that spine. Exhale, trying to bring that chest just a bit closer towards your thighs. Avoiding any pain behind your knees here. If you're feeling pain behind any knee, just coming back up slightly. And taking a deep inhale. And exhaling, slowly stacking one vertebrae at a time to come all the way up. Good, now bending the knees in front of you and moving more towards the front of your mat. I will be counting down from 10 to recline onto your mat. So really engaging that core back as straight as possible. Arms are extended in front of you. Feet can be hip distance apart or mat distance apart, your choice. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lowering all the way down to your mat. That's windshield, vibrating knees from side to side. Good. Coming back to center, keeping the left knee bent and bringing the right ankle just underneath the left knee. Right foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards the shin. With your right hand, passing your right thigh away from you. Now if this is enough sensation, you can choose to stay here. If you need a bit more sensation, perhaps threading the needles and bringing your hands behind your left hamstrings, drawing the left thigh closer to your chest. Now I encourage you to explore the posture here. Perhaps rolling onto your right or left side and see how that may change the stretch. Staying here for 7 breaths. breath or so, slowly unraveling and keeping that right knee bent and placing the left ankle just underneath the right heel. Foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards your shin. With your left hand pushing slightly your left side away from you. And again, you can choose to stay here if this is enough sensation on your outer thigh, on the left side. If you need more, placing your hands behind your right hamstrings and drawing that right thigh closer towards your chest. And if it's available to you here, with your left elbow pushing your left thigh away from you. And again, perhaps going onto the right or left side, exploring that posture and see how, by changing the angles, we might change the stretch. Again, 7 breaths. And after your 7th breath or so, slowly unraveling. Perhaps windshield wiper your knees a couple of times from side to side. And bring your arms to a T shape, stacking your knees over top of your hips and shins are curled to your mat, kind of like if you're sitting into a chair. And then letting those knees fall onto your right side. Stacking your knees and stacking your hips. If it's okay on your neck, perhaps gaze come towards your left hand. Now if you're feeling that left top leg lifting, perhaps placing your right hand on top of it. Staying here for about 7 breaths. Again, letting that left shoulder to fall heavy onto your mat with each exhale. And after your 7th breath or so, gaze come back to center, slowly lifting that left leg up, followed by the right leg, and then letting those knees fall onto your left side. Stacking knees, stacking hips, and again, letting that right shoulder fall heavy onto your mat. If it's okay on your neck, gaze can pull towards the right hand. And again, if you're feeling that right top leg lifting, placing your left hand on it. And staying here for about 7 breaths. And after your 7th breath or so, gaze pull back towards the sky, come back to center, and then lifting that right leg up, left leg up. Now bringing the sole of your feet together and slowly lowering those feet onto your mat into a reclined butterfly. Now if this feels uncomfortable, You can make fists with your hands and stack them to the outside edge of your thighs. Or you can place a block or book underneath it to bring more support. Totally up to you. Otherwise, hands can come onto your belly, onto your sides, overhead, or you can move your arms until you find the perfect position for them and your shoulders. We won't stay here for very long. We are going to take 3 deep belly breaths here. So taking a deep inhale and filling that belly with air. Really think about a Buddha belly here. And exhaling through the mouth. Good. One more time. Filling that belly Buddha with air. And exhaling, let it go. Good. One last time and perhaps making the strongest breath of your day. Taking a deep inhale, filling that belly with air, and exhaling side out. Good. And with the help of your hands, bringing your thighs and knees back up. Perhaps walking your feet mat distance apart and windshield wiper your knees a couple of times before moving to our final Shavasana. And when you're ready to move to your final Shavasana, slowly extending one leg after the other onto your mat. I will be sitting up to guide you guys. But feet comes about mat distance apart or wider, and gently letting those feet naturally fall onto their sides. Your palms and arms are facing the skies onto your sides or slightly away. And again, if this position doesn't feel comfortable for your lower back or any other reasons, perhaps trying to bend your knees and plant the sole of your feet mat distance apart, letting your knees fall into center tenting. Or maybe you would like to lay in a fetal position onto your right or left side. Or perhaps, if you're close to a wall, you would like to bring your legs up the wall. This is totally up to you. Remember that this is your practice, so it's important to listen to the cues of your body and take whatever posture feels the most comfortable for that final Shavasana. Perhaps placing a block underneath your head, or maybe a blanket, and getting rid of any little distraction. If you needed to take a sip of water beforehand, if you need to put a sweater or socks, please do so. Once you have found that comfortable position, I invite you to softly close your eyes or to soften your gaze if you feel comfortable to do so. And like at the beginning of our class, letting all those thoughts float around you. You can contemplate them, but allow them to drift away, not holding on to them. If you had an intention for your practice today, and if you would like to keep that intention for the rest of your week, perhaps repeating 3 times in your mind. If you've dedicated your practice to a loved one, perhaps repeating that name 3 times in your mind and then gently letting it go. invite you to go through a mental scan of your body. Try to relax and release each part of it. Relaxing your toes, the top of your feet and the sole of your feet. Relaxing your ankles, your shins and your calves. Circle your knees. Relaxing your thighs and your hamstrings are softened and relaxed. Relaxing your glutes, your hips and your pelvis. Relaxing the muscles of your lower back. And your abdomen and core is softened with each breath that you take. Relaxing the muscles of your mid-back, your rib cage, and the area of your heart. Relaxing your fingers, the top of your hands and the palm of your hands. Relaxing your wrists, your forearms and your elbows. Relaxing your biceps and triceps. Relaxing your shoulders, softening them as you allow them to fall heavy onto your mat. Relaxing your upper back, your chest and your neck. Softening the muscles of your face. Softening your eyes and your eyelids. Relaxing that space in between your eyebrows. And finally, relaxing your jaw by slightly opening your mouth. Knowing that there is absolutely no rush today, I encourage you to enjoy your final Shavasana for as long as you need to or as long as you want to. But once you're ready to come out of it, please do so slowly as a sign of respect towards your body and yourself. Thank you so much for stepping up onto your mat and practicing. As usual, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please leave a message below the video and I will get back to you. From the bottom of my heart, I bow to each and every one of you. Namaste.